Yo, what's up guys, Boogle here, and it is the Into the Future Chapter 2, the Great Abyss Guide today, and the Craze Festival is going on as of making this video, so if you want to get yourself the Craze Cats, click in the top right corner right now. But anyways, let's hop into this guide. Of course, the treasures is not that big for this one, but having treasures maxed out does help a lot, so I do recommend getting them all superior, and I just have one at normal there because I want to make this video as quick as possible, and my cats are just a bit higher level than it should be, so having that one normal kind of balances out. But absolutely make sure you get them all superior. But yeah, let's finally hop into the lineup, and once again this is a flexible lineup, so a lot of things can be changed here, but the things I wouldn't suggest changing is the 4 stallers. You only really need 3, but 4 does help if your cats are lower level, so I suggest bringing 4. And the key unit for this stage is Psycho Cat, and if you do not have Psycho Cat, it's going to be just a bit of a problem, but there are replacements I'll go through in a second here. But the reason you want to bring this cat because it does slow alien enemies, so make sure you bring that. And if you do not have Psycho Cat, Magica Cat is a very good replacement, but it doesn't replace it fully. So there are some cats, like if you do have Slug Cat, it won't work as good, so I don't recommend bringing that. But if you have any other unit that does slow alien movements, like this collab unit we do have, make sure you put it in the lineup and replace it with Psycho Cat if you don't have it. And another key unit here is Macho Legs Cat, and this is just the free option, and it is the MVP against the one horns that are in this level, the alien one horns. But if you don't have Macho Legs, or it's the other way around and you don't have this cat right here, which does massive damage against alien enemies, and the Macho Legs is only strong against, so if you do not have Solar Cat or Wheel Cat or Ice Cat, then you use Macho Legs. But if you do have this unit, make sure you replace Macho Legs in this lineup and you'll be good to go. And of course, if you don't have either of those and you have Paris, you can use that also, and you can replace it with the True Form Whale also. Now Crazed Whale, this is a key unit and I don't recommend replacing this one, but the other whale is replaceable. If you do not have a True Form, I do not recommend using it. And Crazed Titan, this is a big one for this, and make sure you absolutely do bring it. And of course we gotta bring the duo with Crazed Titan and Jamera. And now let's finally hop into the strategy for this level. And you're probably wondering why we didn't bring Bahamut, and I'll explain that once we hop into the actual level. But first of all, the enemies, and the big ones are of course the alien Yandom and the One Horn. And it's basically Chapter 2 Moon, but the alien version. So the strategy is very similar. Now of course this is not spawn on base hit, so he spawns in right away, boom, there he is. What you want to do is immediately stall him and try to get your wallet decently leveled. You will not be able to get it maxed right now, but get it to at least level 4 or 5 and you should be fine. And here we go. Now when this enemy comes out, it is not that big of a threat. It does have low amount of knockbacks and a low amount of health, but the only problem is its damage, so you just have to make sure you stall it correctly and take it out quick. And as you can see, look at that one knockback from Macho Legs, and of course if you're using that Chill Cat, this will absolutely destroy it. And there we go, this is where the One Horn comes out, and look at that, we got our wallet to level 4 and we're ready for it. So we just want to stall up some money and try to get some Macho Legs stacked up there. And once you have taken out that annoying enemy, this is your chance to stack up a whole bunch of Whale Cats and Psycho Cats to stop the One Horn in its place, and it won't be able to move, and you'll just be able to stack up a whole bunch of Whales and Macho Legs against it. And this is the whole reason why you don't bring Bahamut for this stage. The reason we don't bring Bahamut is because if the Bahamut takes out all the enemies at once and we barely have any units stacked, we won't be able to do much damage to the boss. But with this way, without using Bahamut, as you can see, we have so many stacked Macho Legs, so many stacked Whales, and once we take out the One Horn and push with our double Titans, all of those stacked cats will attack the Emperor and we'll get a huge damage output on him and that's the whole reason why we do not bring Bahamut Cat. Now the one horns are a bit relentless in this stage, and it's a bit more casual in Chapter 2 Moon in a way where it lets you stack up your money just a little bit before the next one horn arrives. But it is relentless mode, and it's not a problem that you'll run out of money unless you do over push. So absolutely make sure you do not over push, and you just got to be really patient with your pushes and make small pushes here and there, and do not over push it, or else you will run out of cash and you'll get overrun by the one horn. But the same thing goes, like I said, is very similar to Chapter 2 Moon, and where we lure out the one horn, we stack a whole bunch of units against him. Once we take out the one horn, we push with both of our titans and get massive damage done to the Neandum in the back. Now keep in mind, I did say it is similar to Chapter 2 Moon, but it is not exactly the same, and the reason being is this is a bit harder because the one horns start to stack up and should be coming soon, and it is on the third wave, the third cycle of the one horn. There will be 2 this time, and this is where you want to make sure after you take out both of these one horns you absolutely kill the Emperor. Now here we go, we're doing our small push once again, not over pushing, and we're just waiting and waiting for those one horns. There's the one, and boom, there's the 2. And now here we go, we just gotta stall them and lure them out in front of the Neandum, very similar to Chapter 2, and bring them close to our side where we can take them out quickly and make a huge last push on the Neandum. Now this is where you spawn in everything except for the titans. So if you're using the double whales, this is where you want to start using both of them. And in the previous one horn pushes, I would recommend only using Craze Whale, but since there's 2 this time, use both of them absolutely. And if you are getting destroyed and the one horns do keep prying through all of your stallers, that means you absolutely need to bring Magika Cat or more anti-alien units. And the reason being is because 2 one horns does tend to pry through people's stallers because they're pretty low level, but if you do have Psycho Cats stacked up, that shouldn't be an issue. And here we go, once we take out both of these one horns, this is the last final push where we absolutely must take out the boss. So it's okay to over push just a little bit on this final run. And there we go, we have taken him down, and I'm gonna hop into some extra suggestions and some extra runs. So if you are struggling with the alien rhino, keep watching and I'll give you some little ideas and more lineups to take out the rhinos more efficiently and without getting your stallers wrecked. So here we go, let's say the one horns keep prying through your stallers on this last push right here, where the 2 one horns come out and they just keep getting through your stallers. This is where you want to use Magika Cat, because Magika Cat does weaken them and the one horns won't be able to get through your stallers, and that way you can stack up a whole bunch of macho legs and whales and then attack the boss. And if you are still struggling with this, then I recommend replacing Craze Titan with Bahamut and use this lineup that you see right here. And the only time you use Bahamut is this right here. It's when the 2 one horns are stacked up, but other than that you do not use them at all. Now this will take a little bit longer than having 2 whales stacked up, and the reason being is whale does have a high damage output, but it does effectively work if you do bring Magika Cat instead of true form whale. And if you are still struggling with the one horn and you aren't able to take him down in time, and let's say the Neandum starts hitting your base, or all your cats die, or something bad happens, here is another suggestion. And there are millions of lineups you can use, and in this run I suggest, if you are having troubles, I suggest you make an early push with the whales and try to get some chip damage done in the beginning, and it will help out a lot in the end. So if you are having trouble towards the end, once you start the level, make sure you push with at least 2 whales, get some nice damage done, and then we finally hop into taking out the one horns. Now let's say you do not have Magika Cat and the only way to do it is just pure damage. So here we go, we have the pure damage lineup, and we do have Psycho Cat but instead of macho legs, we actually have UFO, and this is very helpful for when the two one horns are stacked up with that nice area damage, and of course the massive area damage against aliens with the wheel cat. So this is another lineup if you still are struggling and you do not have Magika Cat, but there are millions of lineups to run and you gotta find the one that rightly fits you, and these are just some extra suggestions. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this guide for Into the Future, the Great Abyss. And once again, if you can get this cat true form, it does carry this stage pretty hard, so make sure you do get it. But yeah, that's it for this guide. I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, join the hashtag Boogle gang, and the chapter 2 Into the Future moon guide and the floating continent guide will be out soon. So yeah, it's been John Boogle, and see ya.